What's up, guys? It's Luke here, 13 Motorsports once again. Today we're going to be talking about gaskets and sealing surfaces. So this is kind of like a follow-up to the video I did with the 8.6 oil pan, but we're going to be using K20 timing cover gasket as our example. It's the same thing. This surface is machined flat. Let's say the oil pan, in the case referred to, is not. This timing cover is, right? Remember that. You see these kind of marks right here? That's telling you that a machine passed over this to make it flat, right? So very important that you don't damage the surface. So what I like to do, run my finger along the surface, obviously after it's clean. Make sure there's no burrs, nothing that catches you, no low spots, right? And this thing is more or less good. Removing the old gasket is always difficult. There's lots of methods. You can use razor blades, you can use scraper tools like this one that have like a carbide tip, and then you just kind of run it parallel to the surface, clean it off. You can pick it off with your fingers. You can use some spinny tools. Let me see if I have a spinning tool to show you. These things are really cool. Little fingers that go into a disc holder, and they just kind of spin along here. Those work good. Be very careful using anything with a material that is harder than your surface. So in this case, the surface is aluminum. These are stainless steel wires. These are harder than that. This will damage that if you're not very, very careful. I only like anyone that is lacking experience, stay away from using metal tools on these type of surfaces because they can very easily be damaged. But in any case, they do work really good because you can, clean up the surface and not damage it if you're careful. For cleaning like these holes and stuff, it's really annoying. The gasket gets in the first thread or so, builds up. Super annoying. This is actually one of my favorite things to use, because you can get a hole. This one's the camera here. Get a hole like this one. You see that gasket on there? See it? Just on the sides? Watch. Now it's gone. Basically, it's just in there. I'm going to blow it out. Okay, look at this one here. See all that gasket? Watch. Gone. Now it's inside. Just blow it out. Right? It's the same thing I do with all these holes. Quickly just hit it with this, and you're good. The next thing that's very important to talk about is the actual gasket that you're going to use, right? Liquid gasket. Honda Bond is one of the best gasket makers available. It's very, very good. I don't think Honda actually makes it. It's just called Honda Bond. You can just Google it. I think another company makes it, but it's very good. I also professionally like to use Vertex, the right stuff. 1 minute, literally 1 minute. That means I can do a timing cover job on something, seal it up, start the car, like bolt it all up, start the car, and no chance of leaking. This stuff is also an adhesive, basically. So just keep that in mind. If you put something on and you're planning on pulling it off at some point in the future, this might not be what you want to use. It's gonna stick this timing cover on there really well. Honda Bond will release better. The other Permatex Black, which I don't like, will release better. There's also a gray version of this. They say it's for imports or something like that. I don't think I have any here, but that releases a little bit better. But I'm going to be using this. I like to use a silicone gun. I like a little 45-degree tip or so, as small as can possibly be. And I'm the type of person, you know, some guys go on the outside here. I always go on the inside, right? And I'll try to lay my bead right in the center so that as it, you know, gets compressed, some will come out this way and it will kind of move in a little bit. If you lay your bead right on the edge there, a majority of that gasket is going to go inside. Try to have it, you know, this entire face is going to be sealing, so it doesn't need to be there to seal. It can be out here, then you get a good seal, and always go around your holes, right? So I'm going to clean this up one more time. You should always obviously get all the physical material off of there, and then go ahead and chemically clean it. And what I mean by chemically clean is use brake cleaner or acetone, right, and spray it to remove any chemicals off of the surface, because although you might get all the old silicone material, there may be chemical residues, oils, whatever, that will change the qualities of this gasket. Obviously, whatever you're using gasket wise, read the instructions. Like, there's some people smarter than you that test this stuff and give you instructions, right? Clean and dry parts, cut nozzle tip, blah blah blah, apply continuous bead. Yeah, we know. Assemble parts within 5 minutes and tighten bolts to specified torque, right? Can be returned to service immediately. That's the main thing. Great for mechanics, because time is money. Okay, I'm gonna set up the camera and lay this down. Yeah, so I'm good here. Gasket's all run. Got the O-ring in there for this timing cover. I got this surface all cleaned up, so I'm gonna apply this. And then I guess lastly, I guess we can make some comments on actually applying gaskets or timing covers and stuff. Look for the dowels. This K20 doesn't have any dowels, but some of the bolts are used as dowels. There's two bolts like this, where it's got a widened end, and it actually fits snug into the cover. So I'm going to use these. Put this on. And I didn't put the front main seal in, but I'll just do that after. Okay. They only fit in certain holes. See, Honda, smarter than me. Okay, so let's get this on here without messing it up. Okay, the one, let's figure out where this one goes. Not there, not there, not there, not there, not there. Okay, they go at the bottom. Next time, just label your stuff, guys, so you're not searching like a dumbass like me. I think this is for him. Take these little blobs off of here too. So a good indicator of if you're doing too much or too little gasket is if you look inside this. Don't mind that spot, I touched that already. But if you look inside of there, you see how there's enough gasket material that it's protruding slightly, but it's not excessive, right? Except for there where it kind of got on the tensioner somehow, but I'll wipe that off. That's from me installing it. Okay, so another good point to make is while you're installing these, whatever you touch or ding up against, you're gonna get gasket maker on. But if you look on the inside, it has about, I'd say about 1.5 mil, 2 mil over the sealing surface, which is perfect in my opinion. So, and you can see the original brown gasket. I missed a little piece, but I'll pluck that out with some tweezers. Alright, so now I'm gonna do the same thing with the oil pan. I've got to clean it up a lot, but clean the surface, get rid of all the old gasket. I'll use my little spinny brush in the holes to clean them up, and then do the same thing. Okay, here's one more. Oh fuck, almost fell over. Oil pan gasket I'm doing. So I'll just add it a little bit where the front cover splits, a little bit extra there, and just kind of blob it all down. It's just like a rope, right? But nice and continuous. Don't mind that, I kind of fell asleep. Right? Nice and consistent. Alright, so we're going to seal up this Moroso pan. Clean the surfaces. Don't mind that. Chemically as well, clean this thing out real good. Double check the fasteners, make sure they're tight, of course. Double check all your work down here. Hopefully you don't leak.